Well, he finished school, but he didn't finish until
Yeah, we need to see it so that they can see that they're short pants.
That's the reason I had it made all up.
Okay, now turn the page.
Turn the page.
The other way.
The other page.
No,
The other page.
the next page.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. This is the 5 girls.
No, who is this over here?
This is my sister Carrie and Reuben. And they wasn't but 14 months difference in these two, and they were buddies. What one done? You ready?
Yes.
This-
who are they?
The 5 girls.
Okay.
But this was an early picture of Lovella. She wasn't but 14. But this is Carrie and Leona, or me, Leona, and Velma.
I'm sorry.
That's all 5 of them.
Let's do that again.
Okay,
So-
right there.
Yeah. Okay. Now hold it. Just tell me that point out yourself.
Well, I'm in the center.
Okay. Put your finger on there. That's me.
And starting up here's Lovella. This is me. This is Lovella, Carrie, Leona, and Velma
And then point yourself out.
in the center. But the woman that I showed, the first time I showed this picture, the woman said, if that's you, you better go have another picture made. This is another picture of my sister Carrie. Over here is Leona.
Up. Oh,
Lower it down. Lay the page flat, please.
just not.
It's when it flips it up, there's
Yeah.
a major glare. Okay.
Now we can turn it. Okay.
Over here is Velma. That's our youngest sister. And for some reason, I didn't have my oldest brother and his wife at that time. I got them later. But this is starting the families. His name was Virgil. This is the first grandchild. And this is the second. And this is the third. I can't see.
Okay. Turn the page now.
This is Virgil's children later. This is his oldest daughter. This is her name's Thelma. And this is his son. His name is William. This one is named Harold. This girl's named Hallie. And this is Hazel.
Go up on the woman on the upper left-hand corner, and let's get a close-up of that too.
And
Yeah. Good.
this is starting my brother, second brother, named Leander. This is him and his wife. And this is the first child. She's named Nellie. And the boy, second child, is named Raymond.
Turn the page.
Then we have Nellie and Raymond together. Okay.
Okay, now let's cut. I think we get the idea, Jamie.
What I'd like to do is just flip through some
Okay.
pages without,
All right, just
just
turn.
in a wide shot here.
Just turn through the pages now without.
Okay.
Okay.
Say anything.
Mhm.
I just pause for a moment at each page. Okay.
Turn the
Turn
next
page.
page. That's a cute one. You can go in on that, Jamie. Hold it, just hold it. The first snapshot, really.
Okay.
Then over to the babies. Yep, so.
Some reason I'm having trouble holding it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think. All right, the next page.
Okay.
Okay, the next page. Okay, the next page.
I think I'll put a book.
Okay. Okay, close up on this one, Jamie, on the bottom left.
It's the toughest one to get to.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay.
Hang on, let me get the grid at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's enough, Jamie. We got it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Rolling.
Yep.
I didn't know the woman came from. They got her caught up in the ocean and nobody wants to know how to tackle that. The fella's grinning, taking the guts out of it, fascinating.
You have a set of these, or you get
Well, we
two?
rocked them. I was there at the time we built them.
No. Fuller Earl Calloway Sr., born LaGrange, July 15, 1870. Fuller E. Calloway was a textile manufacturer, merchant, and philanthropist. In 1888, he established his first business on Lafayette Square just west of this point. Organizing and operating textile mills, banks, warehouses, and department stores, Calloway helped modernize LaGrange's economy. Examples of his concern for the social and educational development of employees and residents can be found throughout LaGrange and the state of Georgia. When he died in 1928, Calloway was one of the world's leading textile manufacturers. Okay?
could you tell me how you got into the mills and whether or not your family had a textile background?
Well, yes, they had a background because Daddy, as I said, was maybe I didn't, was killed when I was 2 years old.
Start just saying my father was killed when I was 2 years old. Okay?
My father was killed when I was 2 years old, and the children had to go to work as they got old enough, and I was the last one. And then by that time, we had lived here in LaGrange most of that time, and so my schooling was done here, all of it. And that in 1937, I had left school and on account of my health, and I went down. They put me inside the plant to creel twisters, and I was very much delighted with that because the man lived next door to me was just like a daddy, and I was going to work with him, and he was going to teach me. And after 6 weeks, the supervisor we had called 6 of us boys together to his office, told us we were going to change jobs effective the next week, doffing. And some of them started crying. I couldn't see no reason to cry. And I just told them, I let him get through, and I told him, I said, Mr. Keeble, I'm going out to Cake when you go for supper tonight, 'cause I ain't coming back. He said, what? I said, I'm not coming back. I'm not going to doff twisters. I said, I've got some more time in school, and I don't intend to make my living doffing twisters. So he didn't believe a word of it. But when he opened that gate, I went out. And he said I'd be back. I don't know why I come home, and I told her. She said, well, you got to go back. I said, I leave home. But I'm not doffing twisters. So me and her had a little misunderstanding, but I didn't go back. And then in 1938, I finished school. And I just piddled around at this little job and that little job and another little job. And I was over in Thomaston at my sister's. And Mama called and said that they had an opening at Spinning Mill in the office on the 3rd shift and wanted me to come. And I had to get somebody to bring me home, and I only had a short time to do it in. I was supposed to be here and at work at 2 o'clock, and it was 12 then. I went down to the office, and they said, we don't have time to give you a physical, you just got to go to work. And I went on, and then the next morning, I worked that evening from 2 to 10. The next morning, I got up and went through the personnel. I had worked 8 hours without any records. And they, after they got through with that, they carried me out in the plant to let me see what I was supposed to do. And then they called our job timekeeper. I had to go from one department to the other,
Hold it, just roll.
All set again.
We have speed. Okay. All right, sir, could you just tell me, and don't say as I told you before, just tell me how you got into the mill. Okay? Mm-hmm.
Well, in 19, you don't want me to go with it, where I was called from Thomaston.
Yeah, just start right there.
Well, now that won't take care of the first dolphin
No,
job.
I want you to talk to just as though we hadn't recorded before. So I want you to tell your story again.
Well, in 1937, I went to university.
No, you want to start when my daddy died when I was 2.
Oh. My daddy died when I was 2 years old and left Mama with 9 children. And Mother's health wasn't good. She was more or less a semi-invalid. And each child had to go to work as he came old enough to help out. and I was the last one to go to work. And I had been out of school and still lacked about a half a year finishing. And I went down to the spinning mill, and they gave me a job learning to creel twisters. And I did that for about 6 weeks, along with others that they'd hired. And one night, the department manager called us, learned us together, and said he was going to change us from creeling twisters to dolphin twisters. Well, that upset most of them, but it didn't bother me because I had made up my mind before I went down there. The dolphin twisters was too hard for me. I'd had some trouble and had had surgery, and I just wasn't up to doing it. And so the supervisor told us to come on in the next day, and he took each one of us and put us with an experienced dolpher. And I was selected to work with the one that was the best, without a shadow of a doubt. Everybody down there told me I had the one that was the best, and he didn't wait. So when he was showing me and he decided I wasn't fast enough, he decided he was supposed to off one half of the twister and hit me off the other half. He'd get through, he'd come over and start on mine. I'd go sit down. And it didn't bother me. I just sat down on him. And someone said something about it. I said, well, I'm getting paid for the hour. So it rocked along. Then about 3 or 4 weeks later, they called us together again and told us that we were definitely going to have to take the dolphin job. And I told the supervisor that it was about 5:30 then. I said, when you open that gate to go to supper, I'm going too. He says, you can't. I said, if you open that gate, I can. So when he went out the gate, I did too. He was just positive I was coming back, but I didn't. Went home and had it overnight to my mama, and she said I'd have to go to work. I said I can leave home, because I knew I already had a place to go. I could go to near my uncle's, and so I didn't go in. The next day, this big plant department manager said to my brother, where was I? He said, he told you last night he wasn't coming back. He says, when he says no, he don't mean yes. Says he's not coming because that's too hard. Well, he couldn't take that for an answer, so he went down and talked to one of my sisters. She says, he's not like the rest of us. When he says no, said you can kill him, but you can't make him do it. So I didn't last down there and went on, and then from then I went on and finished school. And I just piddled around this job and that job and the other job. And then I was over at Thomaston picking peaches. And sister got word that there's an opening at Unity Spinning Plant, and they wanted me immediately. And I went, had to go home from Thomaston. It was 12 o'clock that day, and they wanted me to report for work at 2. Didn't have time to go by personnel. I just went in and went to work. The boy carried me out into the plant, and he said he was introducing me to the people because I had to learn every person in the plant and had to know what job they were on, what machinery they was running, and had to learn what kind of work they were doing. And he says, you know more of these folks than I do, and I've been here 3 years. I said, but I was raised with them, you wasn't. And so we got along real well, and then he went from that. One day the boss called and says, the real boss in the office, and he says, I hate to put you on the third shift because I just can't believe you're old enough. You had to be 19 to work the third. And he said, I know you are, though, because I know when your daddy got killed. I know exactly all about it. But he was hesitant. I said, well, I've got to work. And Mama was worse than he was. She thought I wouldn't sleep. But I went on the third shift and had no problems. I learned all the supervisors and all the people and the jobs. And when we did, by the way, I was making 30 cents an hour at that time. And then we got raised when they made the 40 cents an hour come in. And the people in the office got furious because I got the same amount of money they did, and they had been working for all these years. I said, well, it wasn't my fault. I said, y'all just older than I am. And they just they really got mad. And then I had the best set of bosses. And I never knew when they were going to get me to work 16 hours a day. And I'd have to, of course, do the same job over again, only with another set of people. And one of the most unusual things was when it was payday, they required you to get a supervisor to go with you to pay off, to be sure they verified the people and that you didn't give the wrong checks out. We had 2 women down there by the same name, except one of them put a D in hers. And then I got to them, and the supervisor says, this is the one that had the D in the name. I said, I said, it's not. He said, yes. I said, that lady don't have any time. She didn't work. But I was supposed to go ahead and take his word for it, and I gave her the check. Went on out the office, and a little bit, the boss called and said, Robert, where's the check for this lady? I said, her supervisor said she is at work, and I gave her the check. And I said, I told him she wasn't at work. And so they called it, and the lady wouldn't give him the check.